Hey everyone, Ross McCorkle here with another episode of the Depot 180. Today marks 1 full year, 365 days, since Omar Khan made perhaps his splashiest move as the Pittsburgh Steelers GM. He traded Minkah Fitzpatrick in a bit of a surprise for Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith. Evaluating that trade 1 year later, it doesn't look like it's aged all that well for the Steelers, but there is still hope. If Ramsey has a really strong season and the Steelers' defense finally lives up to its potential, then the trade will look much better. But after 1 year, here's the facts. Minkah Fitzpatrick had roughly the same type of season that Jalen Ramsey did, statistically at least, and he played 3 less games than Ramsey. So I guess Ramsey at least had the availability thing working in his favor, but their stats were very, very similar. Jonnu Smith was basically subtracting from the team by adding him to the roster. He had one of the least efficient years of a tight end in NFL history. The stats bear it out. And not only that, but he stole opportunities from Pat Freiermuth or even Darnell Washington, guys that could have been more efficient and were more efficient when they touched the ball. All while adding a lot of money to the books. Yes, Minkah Fitzpatrick's contract was big, but you added Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith, both having fairly large contracts, and that made a dent on the salary cap. Not only that, but the Pittsburgh Steelers swapped a 5th-round pick in 2027 for a 7th-round pick in 2027, so they moved down 2 rounds in what is currently being billed as one of the best drafts in recent memory. Of course, there's still a college season to play. That could change as it did this past year. Switching gears a little bit, Darnell Washington has apparently lost some weight. He talked about a new weight management program that Mike McCarthy has some of the players on. They're allowed to fine players for not hitting their weight goals allowed by the CBA up to 2 times a week. They're very small fines, but it adds up, and that has been enough to motivate Darnell Washington to get back to a realistic weight. Last year, playing at 311, being up as high as 330 pounds in the past during the offseason, that's not going to do for a tight end. That's more offensive tackle territory, and the Steelers just paid him to be a tight end, a 4-year extension to be exact. According to Mark Kaboly, his weight's already down a little bit. It's unclear how much, but he has said in the past that his ideal weight is 285 to 290. I doubt he's all the way down there yet, but maybe that's where he's working his way toward. And if he's already noticeably more slim and trim, as Mark Kaboly put it, perhaps he's somewhere in the neighborhood of 300, maybe 295 pounds at the moment, with 1 month left to go until the start of training camp. Let me know how you enjoyed the video on Twitter at Ross_McCorkle, and as always, visit SteelersDepot.com for your latest and greatest Steelers breaking news and analysis.